Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greeting everyone, my name is Muhammad Yazid Nurrahman, and today we're going to talk about non-literal language processing. Today we have 5 agenda, and today I'm going to describe 5 of them. Let's start with the first one. Type of non-literal language. There are several of non-literal language including idioms, metaphors, irony, and sarcasm. To respond to the inquiries, the listener must combine knowledge of the speaker to the context in which statement was formed and the cultural context of the speech, the usage of the word figurative or non-literal language differs from their general recognized definition in order to communicate and more nuanced meaning the height effect. So when the words are usually literally they acquire the meaning they already possess or they own independent of any figure of speech. Regardless of the context, it remains the consonant with the intended meaning matching the precise meaning of each word. Contractly figurative language is referred to use the word or phrases that suggest the non-literal interpretation that is plausible or also could be true. The next one is the standard pragmatic view. So the standard pragmatic view assumes that computing literal meaning the core of function in language interpretation by 3 researchers. According to the conventional pragmatic view of literal language interpretation, when individuals hear a metaphor, the language compression system will automatically produce the interpretation that is almost close related to actual object and the external world. So this perspective is similar to the garden path theory, like the first study, where an initial step of interpreting work for many expression and is followed by a second stage of interpretation that is involved reanalysis and reinterpretation of for expression that do not typical pattern. Instead of computing an alternative syntactic structure, the reanalysis method computes a driven meaning. This stance taken by conventional pragmatic view because non-literal meaning are thought to be more enigmatic and complex than the literal ones. Moving on to the third one, a metaphor. Metaphor allows us to indicate the relation between two elements. The first element is the topic and the second element is the vehicles. The topic of the focus of the conversation is what the discourse is about, according to researcher. So this conversation to simile interpretation of the metaphor has a benefit of being clear-cut and completed, but it might not be able to account of the information about similators and metaphors. A close look into rhetorical metaphors comparison reveals there are noticeable distractions between two, unlike the metabolic analogies, which are typical in reverse and literal comparison are. The basic comparison between the two elements typically remains the same regardless of which element occurs in which order are literally comparison. For the fourth part, embodiment and the interpretation of non-literal language. For according to 3 researchers here, Gibbs argues that embodiment and mental simulation play an important role in metaphor interpretation. This conclusion depends on the metaphorical metaphors that draw from our knowledge and physical bodies and the mechanic at work inside them. So for instance, when we discuss an emotion, we usually use the analogy of the emotion liquid on container. The idea of emotion of rage and also could expressed using idioms like blow your stack, flip your lid, get hot under the collar, and explode. This content that mapping between the source domain and the target domain are necessary to complete domains like emotion. The last part we have the neutral basis of non-literal language. Neural places or neural imaging expand so that different network of brain area respond differently to a rhetorical non-literal language, according to researchers. Early research on people with brain damage suggests the right hemisphere may have specific role in their understanding in non-literal speech. So patients with injury to the right hemisphere have a trouble matching metaphor with a picture that sorry with a picture that either represents the non-literal with the interpreter of metaphor, for example, like a man carrying around a large, heavy heart. So this is the later research so that the picture matching tells what the right hemisphere patient's biggest issue, not metaphoric language. I think that's all for today. Thank you.